Off-grid living is a true test of your faith in God as your provider. If you've been following my content long enough, you know that I have been running a construction company since 2018, but we closed shop, or rather we took a break from the 1st of December 2024. You also know that I have been off-gridding, or I moved off-grid from that same date, 1st of December 2024. And I've been documenting my journey both on TikTok and on YouTube since day one, since I moved, and I've been updating you so far. And the 1st of September would make it exactly 9 months since I started living off-grid. I live off-grid fully, not that I leave it in bits. I live here fully. And I have learned a lot of things along the way. Let me give you a scenario of what I had in my mind when I was making this decision. So when I was moving off-grid, what I had imagined was that I already had a house and I had a few things. I had tanks, I had iron sheets, I had a few things from the yard because we were running a construction yard, right? And I thought it would be easy. I thought maybe I would take a month or two of setting everything up and just take the rest of the period watching my trees grow. I didn't understand how difficult or how much of a dream that was until I started settling in. So yes, granted, having my container house, the one I moved to Kajiado, has really cushioned me in a way that I cannot explain. Having that, I think, has made it better. But I have had to trust God fully for provision, for as something as basic as food. And just now, sitting here, do I realize how much of a blessing it is to have people you can fall back on when things are not okay. You might have all the right plans in place, you might have your savings, you might have things, you might have a whole strategy. I had a whole strategy, but my strategy failed within 2 weeks of moving off grid. I think after 2 weeks I had depleted everything that I thought I would have as security. And now I was surviving on vibes and inshallah. And if you think I'm lying, you will see it got to a point, especially on YouTube, I started doing cooking videos because that's all I could do. I had no construction videos, I had no educational videos. So yeah, when you do not have anything to do, what do? You cook and you eat, right? Off-grid living makes you appreciate a number of things, and one of the things you appreciate when you live off-grid is the luxury of systems. And let me put it this way: when you live in town, you have access to water, you have access to electricity, you have access to security, you can lock your door and travel for weeks. But when you move off-grid, especially on a virgin space, all of this become your headache almost instantly, and they all require a bit of finances from your end. So yes, I've said it a few times, off-gridding is not cheap. And if you think you want to off-grid because you're running away from expenses, I would tell you, continue staying where you are. The expenses you're running away from, then you are not ready for what you will experience when you're off-grid, at least for the first few years, maybe 2 or 3 as you put your systems in order. The other important thing to note is the blessing of family. And it's not automatic that family will come through for you. But now as an adult, and also having moved off-grid, I do realize the importance of investing in your family, so that when you experience days like what I have experienced in these 9 months, those people can come through for you. I have never been as broke as I have been this year. I think this is my worst financial year. And I've been taking loans left, right, and center. My family has, I have taken loans from those people. I have taken loans from basically everyone. But think of it this way. If probably we did not pour into each other as a family, would I have a family to loan from? When you are in need, do you realize the importance of family? And most people, that's maybe when they're sick or they're going through a difficulty, that's when they realize how important it is to have family. And now I realized that it is wise, when things are okay for you financially, learn to invest in your family in whatever way. It could be through prayers, through your physical presence, through money. Just invest in them. And when you need the help, you can get your dividends from that kind of investment. I have been to a point where my family would give me foodstuffs from their shopping. It was that bad that they would give me food for my dogs, food for myself and my help. And sometimes I had to ask for as little as kidogo money to help me fuel. And what I also liked about them is they would also give me something to do, so that it's not constantly that I'm begging for money from them. So maybe I would run an errand for them so that I get money for fuel. And it has been nice. Then the other challenge, or the other thing that most people would find themselves doing, most people think that when you start content creation and when you have a project, the way celebs do, you can leverage on that and have and share that with companies to collaborate with them. But even if you have numbers, even if you have a streamlined audience, it's not always that they will come through for you. So if you start up a project thinking that you will finish it up with influencing money, shock on you, my friend. I tried. Shock on you. But then again, I'm happy they did not come through when I was approaching them, because initially I was running this whole thing like a backup for me to get finances to finish my project. But when those things did not work out, then I realized that it was not all about the money. I really believe, this lifestyle, and I'll leave it even if no one supported it. And I'll still document about it even if no one watches. It's that I believe in it that much. And from that point of believing it, or believing a lot in it, that's how I got into now moving to the house tour I've done in Kajiado of the 65-year-old lady, and now the Nanyuki series. You see how authentic those videos are? Trust you me, if I did not have a break on this project to help me look inward to see what it really is that I really wanted from moving off grid, then I would not have thought of going out there to do research. You see, these videos I'm doing for you, they're not mainly for you to watch. They are my research, my personal research. And you'll realize from every house tour I have done, I have picked something. From the 65-year-old lady, I've learned about rainwater harvesting and just living sustainably in a small space. If you go to Doris' house in Nanyuki, I have learned patience. I have learned trusting in God. There was a lot of discussion and teaching around trusting God and how that looks like. I have, if you go to Obadiah, the same thing, resilience and just trusting in what is different. Then we moved to Steve. Steve has also taught me how to trust in your abilities and skills, and sometimes you might not have the money, but does it mean you stop? It means you continue, and there is no rush in it. Do it for as long as you can. Then you move to Alan and Elizabeth. They have touched on sustainability, how they managed their waste, how they were comfortable with starting small with a bigger vision. I have also picked a lot of lessons from them. After that, we move to who? We move to Jay and Pendo. Jay and Pendo have also shown me what it is to also work with people. You know, you believe in yourself so much, and that it's okay to change from the initial arrangement you had. Their house was supposed to go to their rural land, but they made a detour, and when they were building their home, the first location they had is not where the actual container is. So it teaches a lot on resilience. After that, we move to who? We move to Beatrice. Now, Beatrice has been the highlight of it. You have seen her story on... you have seen her story. I think she has been featured somewhere giving her life story. Just try Google Beatrice Kananu on YouTube. You will see more about her other than this house tour that I have done. And all these people I have featured, I have had hours of interacting with them. There's a lot of discussion I have had with them that do not make it to the content that I put out there. And right now, my thinking is different. Even how I had scheduled my project, now I'm thinking differently because I've been exposed to something else. I have been taught something else. And that would not have come to pass if I had all the money, if things were working out for me financially. It's out of need that you are defeated. And when you are helpless, now you start thinking, okay, what do I do with my day when I wake up in the morning? And all these people have hosted me in their spaces, and we've had discussions, we've had talks, we've shared notes. And now even how I'm thinking of shipping container construction is different. So it's not only shaping me as a person, but it also shapes me as a contractor and as a solution provider, right? Because now I'm thinking differently. I'm not thinking the way I used to think. Initially, it was all about the money. Give me the money and we move on. But now I'm thinking, am I offering you the solution you are really looking for when you contract me or when you contract my company, right? So the plan is to go back to work on the 1st of December 2025. But I don't know where God is leading me with all this. I really hope that his plans are bigger than mine. And if I'm to be honest, I think at the moment I just want to go with the flow and see where that leads. So stay here. Probably I'll have more conversations around this, and maybe you can learn a thing or two. A new house tour goes live next week, but for now, please catch up and enjoy the videos that I've already uploaded. I promise you will learn something from them.